intensive market structure session, right? So now when you hear the word market structure, what comes to your mind should be how the market, the arrangement and the build-up of the market, the movement of the market in general sense, right? Market structure is one of the golden tool used by any analyst to actually pave their way to profitability, right? Understanding market structure is a beginning of accurate and high probability analysis. So this is where the whole blueprint lies. Once you understand market structure, technical analysis and combined with fundamental analysis will be a walkover, right? So this is where so many traders get it all wrong, right? Inability to what identify proper these proper break of structures, fair value gaps, and all of that. That's the beginning of their failure as an analyst, right? So I'll be teaching you the market structure, breaking them into different concepts. We'll be taking them one after the other, so you get a full understanding of the concept of market structure. All right. So first of all, I want you to put this down on your. I will be talking about this concept. We're not going to be rushing them for proper understanding. We'll be taking them bit after bit. Right. Good.
Okay.
So now let's start from the top. Market swings. So now, when you hear the word market swings, what should come to your mind is stretches, extremes. Like when you hear the word market swings, the next thing you should be thinking about is high, lows, lower high, higher lows, higher low, lower high. Don't get confused. I'll put you through. I'll make sure you understand. When you hear the word market swing, the next thing that should come to your mind should be what highs and lows. So now, what are these highs and lows? I need a chart that is complicated. I want to teach you with complications so you understand the easy ones later. So now, when you hear the word market swing, like I say, what should come to your mind should be what high and lows in the market. And now, how can you actually spot them, and why are we even spotting them in the first place? You want to ask, what are the importance of these? Okay, highs and lows. Okay, what of what good do they contribute towards making me a good analyst? Okay, so first of all, understanding market swings will help you, like it will save you so much mistakes while making your analysis, while marking out your structures, your market structures. First of all, one of the mistakes it costs so many traders is what we call invalid break of structures.
Okay.
Right? Lack of proper understanding of market swings will lead to you marking out a break of structure that is not valid. Right? Same goes to other blocks, fair value gaps, and all of that. Right? So, like that's why I said market structure is the foundation to technical analysis. Right? Once you understand every single concept about market structure, you can go ahead and navigate through the structures of the market and mapping out your zones. Right? So now let's dive straight into it. Let's start from here. This low, and then this low started from this green candlestick, right? It moved all the way up to this point. This was the highest point it's moved before it came back down. Right? So let's call it our high.
Okay.
So now we've gotten the foundation, which is our highs and our lows. Right? So now let's continue. We have our low, we have our high. So the market gave us a new low. And if you look at this low, it's currently lower than the previous one. This is the previous low. Right? The highs are at the top side, the lows are the bottom side. Right? So this is the previous low, and now market gave us a new low. If you look at the both of them, this low is quite lower than the previous one. Good. So with that information at hand, we can call this a lower low. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue. I'll test your understanding very soon. So after market gave us this low, market went up. we have an high and we have another high now. So if you pay attention, this high, the previous high is higher than this one, right? So meanwhile, we call it a lower high. Why are we calling it a lower high? Because why? It was lower than the previous one. So we call it LH, which stands for lower high.
Okay.
Hello. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's move ahead. So the market give us this low, went all the way down to this point, but it went up and give us a low, another low right here. So,
Yeah.
and if you look at this low, it's higher than the previous low, right? So we call it what? Higher low.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's move ahead. You catch it up quickly. Let's move ahead.
Okay.
So now market now give us a new high, previous high. These are previous high, right? Always pay attention to the immediate previous one, right? These are previous high, and this is what a lower high. So this high, market give us a new high, which is higher than the previous one. So we call it higher
Yes.
high, identified by double H.
Okay.
Are you following?
Yeah.
So moving ahead, market give us this double high, which is higher high, and the market give us a low at this region. And this low is higher than the previous one. What do we call it? Higher low. You want to
Okay.
ask, don't we call it higher low? Because this we have
Yeah.
a higher low. Why don't we call it higher low? That's not how
Yeah.
it works. Right? It is only identified by two letters. So we don't say higher low. We just say higher low. This higher low indicates that it is higher than the previous higher low. Hello. Good. So let's proceed. So moving ahead, market give us another high. So this is now our new high, and this new high is higher than the previous one. So we call it
Yeah.
what? Higher high.
Okay.
Good. So now let's proceed. Market give us another swing. So we have a higher low. So moving ahead, market give us another swing. So what do we call it?
Lower high.
Beautiful, amazing. This is amazing. Right? So now let's continue. This is lower than the previous one. So what do we call it?
Like lower low. Oh.
Beautiful. I know you are skeptical about your answer, but that was correct. Market give us a new high. What do we call
It's lower than the other previous one. So maybe it will be like lower high.
amazing? Amazing. This is super amazing. The market give us a new low right about this region
So it will be lower low.
to be our lower low,
Yeah.
right? So moving
Yeah.
ahead, market give us a new high. That's what?
Higher high because it's higher than the
Wow.
previous. Yeah.
Wow. We have a low.
Higher low.
Yeah, you are correct. So moving ahead, we have this swing,
It will be higher high.
higher high. I love what I'm seeing. So what do we call this?
Lower low.
Okay. So what do we call this?
Higher high.
So we have this. What do we call this? Higher low. What do we call this?
Higher high.
Higher high.
Yeah.
And then we have this. This should be what?
Higher low.
Higher low.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have this.
This one is lower high. Yeah.
Beautiful
This one is lower low.
lower low. And then we have this.
Higher
What do we
high.
call this? Beautiful higher high.
Yeah.
And then we have this.
Higher low.
Good.
So what if it's equal?
If it's equal, we call it equal high. Or if it's
Equal
at the
high.
low, we call it equal low.
Equal low.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
it
this
is
one is lower
identified as EQL. EQL
low.
stands for equal low. EQH stands for equal high. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Good. So now this is what I meant by market swings. Now you've understand how market swing works and Why like the reason why we call it higher high because it is higher than the previous one. We call it lower low because it is lower than the
Lower.
previous one. We call it lower high because it is lower than the previous high. We call it higher low because it is higher than the previous low,
Yeah.
right? It's understood. So now, judging from the market, the concepts, this is the foundation to marking out an accurate breakup structure.
Okay.